All right. So today we are going to get back to our rhythm of a module lasting a full week rather than two modules a week. We're starting module 12. And in this module, we will be doing something that's kind of exciting, which is we will be using files as a way of saving data from our programs so that when we exit a program, we can actually save the data that the program is working on. And when we go back into the program, it has the ability to bring that data back. So that's pretty exciting development because it allows us to do things that are more powerful than we could before. So we're going to start with the very, very basics, and that is just how to open a file. And when we open a file, what happens is we use the open function, which is a native Python function for opening files, and we give it a file name. In this case, it's a file that exists in the exact same directory as the script. So in this case, all we give it is just the file name itself, and it'll look for that file in the same directory where the script resides. I can give it a path that could locate any file on my computer. And in fact, when we get into more advanced work in this class, we will be opening files from different paths. But right now, all the files we're going to work with are just going to be in the directory. And the main reason for that is because the ability to open or manipulate a file anywhere on your computer is one of those with great power comes great responsibility kind of problems, because what you can accidentally do is change or delete any file on your computer from any Python script, which means you could go in and accidentally delete system files or Windows files or whatever. So right now, all we're going to put inside these quotes is just the file name. So that means the file is going to live right in the same directory. The other parameter for this function is a short string that is called a flag. And what the flag does is it tells it what we're going to do with the file. And what we do with the file will dictate a few things. It dictates how it handles the file if it already exists, and it also handles how our software will interact with the file. So R, you can see here, stands for read. It will only work if that file exists. If it doesn't exist, it will produce an error, and it's only for getting information from the file. You cannot change the file with read. Append is for changing the file. If the file doesn't exist, it will create it. If it exists, it will add to it. When I say add to it, you might want to think of it like a journal or a diary, right? Every day you open up your diary, you write something new in it, and you close your diary. And as you write, it just adds to that series of writings. Write is different in that whether the file exists or not, it's going to wipe it clean and start from scratch. So it deletes whatever's there. It's overwriting it. And then create only works if the file doesn't exist. So if you use create and this file name already exists, it will actually produce an error. If it doesn't exist, then it creates the file and opens it for writing. Okay? So those are the different flags. We'll play around with some of those today. The other thing I want to point out is that when I open a file like this, my file does not become the contents of the file. My file actually becomes what's called a pointer to the file. So it actually becomes an object that represents the file itself. Then we can do things with my file, like read or write.